Hello, everyone. I thought that I would give you another go at making chemical formulas with subscripts, superscripts, and reaction signs. So first off, I'm going to make sure that my font is really big. So if you're in a Google Doc and you're writing a formula, it's best to make it size 14 to 18 font. Remember, you can change the font size by clicking the font size number here. All right, so I'm going to make a generic chemical equation. I'm going to react sodium, typing sodium here, plus oxygen. To make a reaction sign, you type in two dashes, like a minus sign, and then an arrow to the right, like that. When you type in those things and then hit the space bar, the computer will automatically convert that into an arrow. So again, that's two dashes and an arrow to the right, and a space bar after it turns it into a reaction sign. And then we're going to create some formula, NaO. Next, we have to add the charges. To do that, you use your periodic table, right, on your Google Classroom. Under the classwork, you have a resource library. The resource library has lots of things. One of those is the periodic table. If you open the periodic table, you see Na is right here in the group 1A, in group 1A. So Na is in group 1A, which means that it has a +1 charge. So if we go back to our document, we're going to have a +1 charge. But you'll notice that that +1 is not where a charge should be. It should be a superscript. So what I'm going to do is highlight, right? Shift using the arrow key, or you can just use your mouse and highlight that. And then you're going to hit the format tool to put your text into a superscript. A superscript puts the numbers very much, it makes them littler and puts them on top. So a superscript is what gives it that charge. We also need a charge for oxygen. So we go back to our resource library, our periodic table, and we find oxygen right here. Here's oxygen. It's in group 6A, which means it has 6 valence electrons. So it's going to get 2 more electrons to give it a -2 charge. So giving oxygen a -2 charge, I type in -2. Again, this is not a superscript. So highlight that text, format it, format the text so you get a superscript. Now we need to make sure that we're balancing this equation. We have a +1 charge and a -2 charge, which means that they're not balanced charges. We need 2 of these positive ones. So now we have 2 +1 charges to balance out the -2 charges. That's how we make sure that our equation is balanced. But now we need to make sure that if we have 2 NAs over here, we also need 2 NAs over here. On the right-hand side, they get to be little numbers, so Na2O. But notice that that number is not little. So we need to highlight that number and tell Google Docs that we want to make that into a superscript, a little number. So I hit Format, Text, Subscript. Subscript makes that number little. So now I have my equation, 2 NAs, each one has a +1, plus 1 oxygen. The 1 is invisible there. You can put it in if you want. You don't have to. Plus 1 oxygen with a -2 charge gives us, combines to make an ionic compound, Na2O. We can name that sodium oxide. Hope this helps you with subscripts and superscripts.